I was almost 30 before I started painting. I was living in New Zealand and just quite accidentally joined a painting group and immediately really liked it. I paint in series, and I'd always make something in response to a landscape. So that might result from a residency, so I'd go and spend a number of weeks in a place, walk the land and make some work and then finish it back here at the studio. Getting to spend your time making paintings and responding to nature is like, it's a huge honour, and it's great if you can share that then. Going out and just looking at the elements can really inform what you're doing in terms of the shapes. I'm very interested in David Lilburn's walking drawing, so I would do that a lot. But the sketches really aren't reference points, it's more instructing my eye to see. I suppose there's a tension between the actual landscape, the physicality, and the emotional input, because I think whatever is going on for you, it becomes manifest in the work. Also, I think as artists, you're picking up on what's going on. I mean, we're living in a very turbulent time, so that all gets into the work as well. The earlier collections, I think, like Balls to the Bog, This is the Sea, those collections were very much pure landscape, were very much a response to the power of the place. The Mayo Lakes, I went there to paint the lakes, but it became much more about my father's story with the lakes. He's fished there for 50 years and about my story with him on the lakes. When you're painting, you're kind of telling yourself a story. And then I suppose a lot of schools of thought would say that the story becomes complete with the audience. Ideally, I'd like people, have a painting, you live with it for years and you live it behind you when you go, that you'd hope they would form a fondness and a relationship. And yeah, it's kind of nice to think that there would be a backdrop to people's lives. When you're painting, you think about painting all the time, and when you're not painting, you think about painting all the time. But I think the best artist statement, some of them could be very verbose, but the best one I ever read was by one of the Cuig artists here in Mayfield in Cork. And it was really quite simple, and it said, I like painting because it makes me happy. And I think that's what it's all about. And if your paintings make people happy, then that's great.